Hello everyone, and welcome back to Chill English Channel. I'm Sophia, and I'm so happy you decided to spend a little time with us today.
And I'm Jake. Whether you're relaxing at home, driving to work, walking in the park, or enjoying a quiet evening, thank you for listening. We're really glad you're here.
As always, our goal is to help you improve your English through calm, meaningful conversations that feel natural and easy to follow.
Today, we have a topic that is simple, practical, and important for everyone, no matter where you live or what stage of life you are in.
We're going to talk about the importance of setting goals and why having clear goals can make everyday life feel more meaningful.
This conversation is designed for English learners around the B1 to C1 level. We use natural English, useful vocabulary, and relaxed conversations that help you improve your listening and speaking skills.
Don't worry if you don't understand every single word. That isn't necessary. Try to follow the main ideas. Enjoy the conversation and let your English improve naturally over time.
Before we begin, we have a question for you to think about while you listen.
Here it is. What is one goal that you would really like to achieve during the next year?
Maybe it is something connected to work, your studies, your family, your health, or perhaps your English.
You don't have to answer right now. Just keep the questions somewhere in your mind while we talk.
Sometimes, one simple question can help us understand ourselves much better than we expect.
Jake, when people hear the word goal, they often imagine something very serious or very difficult.
That's true. They imagine climbing a mountain, starting a company, writing a book, or running a marathon.
But goals don't always have to be huge.
Not at all. A goal can be surprisingly small, and sometimes the smallest goals create the biggest changes.
For example, someone might decide to drink more water every day.
Another person might decide to read 10 pages of a book every evening before bed.
Someone else may simply want to spend more time talking with their children without looking at their phone every few minutes.
Those goals may sound ordinary, but they can completely change the quality of daily life.
I think many people believe that setting goals is only for very successful people.
Yes, but I actually think it works the other way around.
What do you mean?
I think many successful people become successful because they learn how to set clear goals and work toward them little by little.
That makes sense. Success often looks exciting from the outside, but behind it there are usually many small decisions repeated over a long time.
Exactly. We often notice the final result, but we don't always notice the hundreds of quiet days that came before it.
I like that image. Quiet days are usually where real progress happens.
And those quiet days are not always exciting. Sometimes they feel ordinary. Sometimes they even feel boring.
That reminds me of learning English.
Me too. Nobody becomes fluent after one lesson.
Instead, you listen, practice, make mistakes, forget words, remember them again, and slowly improve.
One conversation becomes 10 conversations. One new word becomes 100 new words.
It is almost like planting a tree.
That's a beautiful comparison.
You plant a small seed, but you don't expect to sit under its shade the next morning.
No, you water it, protect it, and wait patiently. The growth is slow, but it is always happening.
Goals are very similar.
Yes, every small action is like giving water to that seed.
Jake, let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
Have you always been someone who sets goals?
Honestly, no. When I was younger, I mostly followed whatever seemed interesting at the moment.
So you didn't really have a plan?
Not much of one. If something looked fun, I did it. If it became difficult, I often stopped.
I think many people can relate to that.
Probably. It felt exciting for a while, but after some time, I noticed that I wasn't making much progress in anything important.
Was there a moment when that changed?
Yes. One day I realized I had spent months saying I wanted to learn another language, but I had done almost nothing about it.
That must have been a little disappointing.
It was. I wasn't angry with myself, but I understood something important.
What was it?
Wanting something and planning for it are two very different things.
That is such an important sentence.
I think many people have wonderful wishes, but wishes alone don't organize our time.
So what did you do?
Instead of saying, I want to learn a language someday, I made a simple goal. I decided to study for 20 minutes every evening.
20 minutes doesn't sound overwhelming.
Exactly. I wanted something that felt possible even on busy days.
Did you always study for exactly 20 minutes?
Not always. Some days I studied much longer, and other days I only managed 20 minutes.
But you kept the habit.
Yes, and that turned out to be much more important than studying for several hours once every few weeks.
Consistency really is powerful.
It is. Small actions become surprisingly strong when they happen again and again.
My experience was a little different.
Really?
Yes, I loved making lists of goals.
That sounds very organized.
It looked organized. The problem was that my lists were much longer than my energy.
I know exactly what you mean.
I would write 20 different goals and feel incredibly motivated.
Then what happened?
2 days later, I felt tired because I was trying to improve every part of my life at exactly the same time.
That sounds exhausting.
It really was. I wanted to exercise every day, read more books, wake up earlier, learn photography, improve my cooking, practice English, save more money, and start journaling.
That's quite a list.
Looking back, I wasn't creating a plan. I was creating pressure.
I think that's something many people experience without realizing it.
After that experience, I decided to change my approach completely. Instead of trying to improve everything, I chose just one main goal for a while.
That sounds much more realistic. Which goal did you choose?
I decided to focus on building a daily reading habit. I wanted reading to become a natural part of my day, instead of something I only did when I felt motivated.
I like that because reading supports so many other areas of life. You learn new ideas, improve your vocabulary, and become more patient.
Exactly. At first, I promised myself only 10 pages a day.
Some people might think 10 pages is too little.
I used to think that too, but then I realized something interesting. Reading 10 pages every day is much better than planning to read 100 pages and doing nothing.
That's a lesson that applies to almost every goal.
Yes, we often overestimate what we can do in one day and underestimate what we can do in 1 year.
I love that idea. Time quietly multiplies small efforts.
And after a few weeks, reading no longer felt like hard work. It simply became part of my routine.
That's one of the biggest benefits of setting good goals. Eventually, they become habits.
Let's explain the difference because these two words are often connected.
A goal is something you want to achieve.
A habit is something you do regularly without needing to make a big decision every time.
At first, your goal requires effort.
Later, your habit does most of the work for you.
That's why many successful people spend more time building good habits than searching for motivation.
Motivation is wonderful, but it doesn't always stay with us.
Some mornings you wake up feeling energetic.
Other mornings you just want another hour of sleep.
We've all had those mornings.
So if we only work when we feel motivated, our progress becomes unpredictable.
But habits continue even when motivation becomes quiet.
Jake, have you ever set a goal that didn't work?
Oh, many times.
Really?
Absolutely. A few years ago, I decided I was going to wake up at 5 o'clock every morning.
That's quite ambitious.
Especially because I usually woke up around 8.
That is a very big change.
It was. For the first 2 days, I felt proud of myself.
And after that?
After that, I became tired, sleepy, and slightly confused for most of the week.
I can imagine.
Then I asked myself an important question. Was my goal helping my life, or was I simply copying someone else's routine?
That's such a useful question.
We sometimes believe that successful people all live exactly the same way.
But people are different.
Exactly. Some people do their best thinking early in the morning.
Others feel much more creative in the evening.
So instead of forcing myself to wake up at 5, I focused on sleeping well and creating a morning routine that actually fit my life.
That sounds much healthier.
It was. My goal became realistic instead of impressive.
I think many people create goals to impress other people instead of helping themselves.
That's an interesting point.
For example, someone might say, I'm going to exercise 3 hours every day.
It sounds impressive.
But if they stop after 1 week, the goal wasn't very useful.
Meanwhile, another person exercises for 25 minutes 4 times a week.
It doesn't sound dramatic,
Yet 6 months later, that person is probably much healthier.
because realistic goals are easier to continue.
Another mistake people make is measuring success only by the final result.
Can you explain that?
Imagine someone wants to save money.
Okay.
They save a little every month, but after 3 months, they still haven't reached the big target.
So they feel disappointed.
Exactly. But they forget something important. 3 months earlier, they had saved nothing.
So real progress has already happened.
Yes, progress deserves attention even before we reach the finish line.
I think celebrating small victories is very important.
Definitely.
It doesn't have to be a big celebration.
No, sometimes it's simply taking a quiet moment to say, I'm proud that I kept my promise today.
Those small moments build confidence.
Confidence grows through experience, not only through success.
That's a beautiful way to describe it.
Every time you keep a promise to yourself, even a small one, you begin trusting yourself a little more.
And that trust becomes valuable when life becomes difficult.
Because difficult days always come.
Sometimes work becomes busy.
Sometimes family responsibilities increase.
Sometimes unexpected problems appear.
During those moments, perfect plans often disappear.
But simple goals are flexible.
Instead of saying, I failed because I couldn't do everything, you can ask, what is one small action I can still complete today?
That question keeps your progress alive.
And over time, those small choices quietly shape the person you become.
When I think about it now, setting goals isn't really about controlling the future.
No, it's more about giving today a clear purpose.
I really like that idea, because today is the only time we can actually do something. We cannot change yesterday, and we cannot live tomorrow yet.
Exactly. Goals help us use today in a meaningful way instead of waiting for the perfect moment.
And the perfect moment often never arrives.
That's true. Many people say, I'll start next Monday, or I'll begin when life becomes less busy.
But life is almost always busy in one way or another. There is usually another responsibility, another meeting, or another unexpected problem.
So, instead of waiting for perfect conditions, it is often better to begin with imperfect conditions.
Even a small beginning is still a beginning.
Sophia, have you ever changed one of your goals completely?
Yes, I have, and at first I felt guilty about it.
Why guilty?
Because I thought changing a goal meant giving up.
But now you see it differently?
Very differently. Sometimes we change because we learn something new about ourselves. A goal should support our life, not trap us.
I completely agree. Growing as a person sometimes means choosing a different direction.
Imagine someone who dreams of becoming a lawyer, but later discovers they truly enjoyed teaching.
That doesn't mean they failed.
No, it simply means they discovered a path that fits them better.
Goals should guide us, but they should also leave room for learning and change.
I think flexibility is often forgotten when people talk about success.
Yes, people sometimes believe successful people never change their minds.
But in reality, many successful people adjust their plans many times along the way.
Because life changes.
We change too.
Our experiences teach us new lessons, our priorities develop, and sometimes opportunities appear that we never expected.
So changing a goal is not always a sign of weakness.
Sometimes it is actually a sign of wisdom.
Let's share a few practical ideas that our listeners can try after this episode.
Great idea. The first one is very simple. Write down one goal instead of trying to remember it.
When you write something down, it often feels more real.
The second idea is to make your goals specific.
Instead of saying, I want better English, you could say, I will listen to 15 minutes of English every evening.
A clear goal is much easier to follow than a vague wish.
Third, decide when you will do it.
Connecting your goal to a regular part of your day makes it easier to remember.
For example, after breakfast, during your lunch break, or before going to bed.
The fourth idea is to be patient with yourself.
Some days will be productive.
Other days will feel slow.
That doesn't mean you are moving backward.
Progress is rarely a perfectly straight line.
Sometimes it looks more like a winding road through the countryside.
That's a lovely image.
You continue moving even when the road turns.
Another helpful habit is reviewing your goals regularly.
Maybe once every month, you can quietly ask yourself, is this goal still important to me?
If the answer is yes, continue.
If the answer is no, don't be afraid to adjust your plan.
Life is a journey of learning, not a competition to keep old plans forever.
Before we finish, let's review some useful vocabulary from today's conversation.
The first word is goal. A goal is something you want to achieve in the future.
For example, my goal is to improve my English speaking skills.
The next word is habit. A habit is something you do regularly, often without thinking very much.
For example, reading before bed has become one of my daily habits.
Another useful word is routine. A routine is a series of activities that you usually do in the same order.
You could say, my morning routine includes stretching, breakfast, and reading for 10 minutes.
We also use the word consistent. Consistent means continuing to do something regularly over time.
She was consistent, so her English improved month after month.
Another important word is priority. A priority is the thing that deserves the most attention right now.
You might say, my health is my biggest priority this year.
We also talked about progress.
Progress means moving forward and improving little by little.
Finally, we mentioned flexibility.
Flexibility means being willing to adapt when circumstances change or when you learn something new.
These are excellent words to practice because they are useful in everyday conversations as well as at work, in school, and during interviews.
If you'd like to remember them more easily, try making your own sentence with each word.
Creating personal examples helps new vocabulary stay in your memory much longer.
Before we say goodbye, we'd like to ask you one final question.
Think about one goal that truly matters to you at this moment.
It doesn't have to be the biggest goal of your life.
It can be something simple that'll make tomorrow a little better than today.
Then ask yourself, what is one small action I can take today?
Maybe it's reading a few pages of a book.
Maybe it's practicing English for 15 minutes.
Maybe it's making a phone call you've been avoiding.
Or perhaps it's simply taking the first step you've been postponing for a long time.
Remember, goals are not about becoming perfect overnight.
They are about giving your time, your energy, and your attention a meaningful direction.
Small actions may seem ordinary today, but over weeks, months, and years, they create extraordinary results.
Thank you so much for relaxing with us and spending part of your day improving your English.
We truly appreciate every listener from every corner of the world. Your dedication inspires us to keep creating these conversations.
If you enjoyed today's episode, we'd love to hear from you.
In the comments, tell us your name, your country, and one goal you're working toward this year. We'd really enjoy reading your answers.
Keep learning, keep growing, and remember that every meaningful journey begins with one small step.
Take care of yourself, stay consistent, and we'll see you again soon here on Chill English Channel.